Good afternoon. Thank you very much for coming and being patient with us this afternoon as we've had an opportunity to simply visit a little bit after the verdict. And first off, we'd like to extend our sincere appreciation and thanks to the jury for the wonderful work that they have done collectively for such a long time in this case. To this community at large, what we simply want to also express is a sincere appreciation for the thoughts and the prayers that have been extended to us over these many months and days and years. But quite frankly, we today have concluded, at least in some respect, in bringing justice for the deaths of Michael and Jenna at the hands of what took place with Cedric Marks when he came to our community and engaged in a horrible course of events. The family that's behind me today we have two people that are primarily wanting to speak and visit with you as well. One is Talon Scott and the other is Deborah Harrison. I'm joined today by Stephanie Newell, my first assistant district attorney, who probably also has a few things to say before we turn it over to the family.
Good afternoon. I first wanted to thank the jury for their dedication, being here for that amount of time, and thank them for their verdict. It takes a lot of effort to sit in that courtroom, as all of the press did, and hear the evidence that we had to present because of the actions of Cedric Marks. But at the end of the day, we know that the stories of Michael and Jenna were told, and that the right decision was made, and that we can move forward in a position that will keep our community safe. I'd also like to thank the family for sticking out this journey with us. It is not easy to come in as the victims of a horrible crime and have to put your trust in our office. But I know that through the work of every member of our office, as well as Mr. Garza, that we were able to bring this case to its conclusion, and are very happy with the verdict.
We are the voice of victims. We brought that voice to the court in so many different ways. But really what we were waiting for was the thunder that was given today. Within a short period of time, this jury reaching the decision that they did.
Where does this rank on all the cases that you've tried? Where does this, can you rank this one at all?
Every victim, I remember, every case is incredibly important. Every single one. I don't rank them in that fashion.
I mean, as far as complication or, the amount of evidence, that kind of thing. It's a big case.
Incredibly difficult in bringing together multiple towns, cities, states, in just simply coordinating a very complicated crime scene that covers that amount of range, without a doubt. And it was by far one of the, I can't remember one that actually has been engaged in as extensively as this one was in that compassion. And in that regard, the dedication on the part of Ashley Cunningham and Corey Powell that took, the time out of their lives to simply go up to all of these locations and places to visit and talk and interview people along the way. You could see how well, quite frankly, and how important it was for all of that to take place. So with regard to the complexity, without a doubt, absolutely. This is Talon Scott.
TALONSCOTT. It's been a really long, hard, stressful, traumatizing journey from January 2019 all the way till now. The family has experienced so many different emotions, going through the whole grieving process, and whether it be anger, sadness, denial, there's been a lot of small senses of closure throughout this whole endeavor. But now today, we get some really good closure. It feels really good. It doesn't change what happened, but knowing that justice was served, knowing that Cedric won't be able to do this to anyone else, that feels good. Like the amount of support that we've received throughout the community, the support from the law enforcement, from the DA's office, from the court. It's been a very, very long journey, very, very tough. But we got there. We saw it through. And now I guess it's time to celebrate.
Tally, you're one of the closest ones to her. I mean, you're her brother. What is something you think she would have to say today? How would she feel about it?
She would, yeah, she'd say hallelujah. She'd probably laugh. Like one of the last things that she did, laugh in his face. In fact, we got you. You thought you'd get away. You thought you were slick. But no. Yeah, it'd be a celebration.
If there's one thing you could say to your sister right now, what would that be?
Oh, that's a tough question. We got him. I'd say we got him. Because she knew the danger that she was in. And he did what he did.
Is there something
But-
you could say to the Marks family or to Marks, other than what you said in the Victim Impact Statement?
No comment. Any other questions?
One more thing you said in the court, Jenna's main goal in life was to help people. Do you want to just talk a little bit more about her character and your sister?
She was a very, very loving person, very, very outgoing, very energetic. She loved to have fun. And she had a pretty rough life. Like, we had a good childhood, but there were moments where, you know, I guess her emotions would get the best of her and all that. But once she really sought help and started going through counseling, started changing her daily routine and forming new habits, she really, and that was like 3 years ago when all that happened. She really blossomed as an individual and seeing, like, having clarity of mind, knowing what she wanted to do, knowing what, I guess, like, fulfilling her destiny. She just wanted to help people. She was a nurse.
She was great.
She was amazing. She was a nurse before, and that, you know, she was helping people, but I guess she wanted to. She viewed herself as more capable in helping towards the mental health aspect of things, because she'd overcame so much herself. She just wanted to show other people the way.
Domestic violence is a big part of what Killeen Police and Temple Police Departments do. What message do you have for other victims of domestic violence, and what role would you play in the family's new nonprofit for victims of domestic violence?
What I would say to people going through domestic violence is, don't be afraid to speak out. Like, there is danger. There's an element of danger, but if you just lay way, they'll win. You'll succumb to their violence. Just don't be silent.
Do you have a role to play in the family's new nonprofit?
Not so much. Not really. I just kind of sit back
Mom
and
and
watch,
Daddy
volunteer a little bit. My parents are on the board. Annie's on the board. Are you on the board?
Mm-hmm.
Debbie's on the board.
Terry.
She's, I guess I should be on the board.
Why not?
I think that's all the questions. Thank you so much, Tally.
Yeah, thank y'all. Thank you.
I want to add about Jenna. When she first got out of nursing school, Michael, I was working part-time in a nursing home besides my regular daytime job. And Michael came by there and brought Jenna with him, and I had met Jenna. And we were standing there talking, and along walked the administrator and the director of nurses. So I introduced him to my son, and I said, and this is his friend Jenna. She just graduated from nursing school. And right out of their mouth was, really? Do you have a job yet? And she said, no. And they said, do you have time to fill out an application? And anyway, she came to work at the nursing home, and she did great. She was wonderful. She worked on several different units and would always help in when somebody called in, help other places. But after a while, she had her first patient pass. And she was so soft-hearted she could not deal with that. And that probably started her looking into counseling and stuff after that. So anyway, or she wanted to be a mental health nurse or something where you weren't going to have patients pass. But Jenna was a very caring, kind nurse. And Michael, and I said, Michael, please, why aren't you dating Jenna? Oh, Mama, Jenna's like a sister. So that didn't happen. But today we have victory, and Mama told me we're singing Victory in Jesus Sunday in church, and Victory in Jesus. God took care of us. We've had prayers that have sustained us. We have a very good church, First Baptist Academy, and everybody, and the Scots have one too, but it's not First Baptist Academy. Anyway, Renewal is their church. But I think I said one day that I don't know how people make it during tragic situations without God in their life, and I don't know how they do it. Cedric Marks, we believe that this had to happen to Michael and Jenna so that justice could be served, because he had already killed so many other people that he hadn't been caught for. Now he's been caught for April Peas, and there is that's pending. But that wouldn't have happened if it wasn't for Michael and Jenna. And I say, don't mess with Texas, because us Texans, we stick together, our family's tight, and our community's tight, and the law enforcement's tough. And they didn't let him get away with it. And I'm so grateful from the investigator. Corey started right off the bat when this all happened in 2019. And all the people that have been involved, all the way to the jury. I mean, those people have been here for, what, 7, 8 weeks? Except for a few days last week that they were off. So that's a lot out of their lives to be put on hold to do this civic service. But that's what jury duty is. So when you get your jury notice, you need to go report, because jurors are needed. I want to thank all the press. Y'all have been really good to sit there. You've been getting the story out, because there are so many friends out there that if I had to call them all every day and tell them what happened, I would never get off the phone. So thank y'all for being here and being respectful of us, and not bombarding us every day trying to get a comment. So we really appreciate that. Michael and Jenna were beautiful people. But they're in heaven now, and they're smiling down on us, and they're really happy today. They're happy because we have this great district attorney and great first assistant that have put their lives on hold to get this case done. Because they basically had no life while all this was going on. So we thank them. And we've got wonderful people that work in the DA's office that has been there for the family every day. And then we have family and friends in churches that have provided food every day for lunches, because there wouldn't be time for us to run out and get back. So there's just so many people to thank. Everybody has just been wonderful. And we thank mainly for the prayers. Please don't stop praying. Yes, we got some form of closure, but the pain's still there. And we'll have pain till we see him again one day. But at least we know that justice is served.
What about this nonprofit? How do people donate?
Pricelessbeginnings.org. It's on the internet. There's a donate button. We also have Jax's Fund that's in there with it. Jax's Fund was named after Michael's dog, because sometimes there may be somebody that wants to leave an abusive relationship and can't because they have an animal. So we'll try to help get that animal rehomed or foster cared or something. But you just put Jax's Fund in the comment box of the donation if you want it to go to Jax's Fund. We started out just trying to get camps and things like that for kids to go to. And then COVID hit, there weren't a bunch of camps. No kids could go to camp. So we started doing board games, and then we helped with school supplies, and now we just about help with everything. And we partner a lot with crime victims advocates out of Killeen and Temple, and we've helped quite a few families. We have our main fundraiser, which is a 5K. It'll be October the 14th at Pepper Creek, and that'll be on the site to register for prior to that. So I don't know any of the specifics, and we'll have t-shirts for sale there and stuff like that, but everybody's invited to come do the 5K. But anybody can donate any day, any hour at pricelessbeginnings.org.
Is there anything you want to say to Michael if you could?
We did it, baby. Michael was always, he was just such the perfect son. And I was in the car business for 18 years. And I went back to school to become a nurse. And Michael was so proud, and he never failed to tell me. And we were in HEB one day, and a lady was having low blood sugar. And I sat there and I told him what was going on because nobody knew what was happening. And I had to tell him, and Michael just freaked out. He was like, "Mom, I can't believe you knew what to do." And but he was always so proud of me. And I hope I've made him proud this week, especially Tuesday on the stand. And I can't wait to see him again one day, and Rhonda and Catherine and my precious husband.
What was it like to face Marks on the stand?
Oh, it felt good Tuesday. It felt good today too, but Tuesday I got to say everything I'd wanted to say to him for over 4 years, because I've been to all but one pretrial, and you know, you'd listen to him talk and you couldn't say anything to him. So it felt really good Tuesday.
I mean, you also spoke about forgiveness and hoping people repent. So even though you went through this and have to bite your tongue on some things, what does it say about your heart and your faith and your family too?
God tells us we have to forgive to be forgiven. And we all mess up, and one sin's not any worse than the other. Some of them cause more pain than others. And like I said in my allocution, my flesh does not want to forgive. But with God's help, I've come to the point that I can forgive him as a person. I don't forgive the act of murder that he did and the pain that he inflicted on my baby. But I forgive him because I need to be forgiven so I can go to heaven. I don't know, that sort of wraps it up. Just keep praying for us. Donate to Priceless Beginnings.
Thank you
Okay,
so much.
thank you all.
Good luck to you and your family.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. You guys have an enjoyable weekend. Be safe and take care.